Hello there, I am Johnny from Green Herb Gaming. In this live stream I will be talking about the very sad news, which is the death of the popular YouTuber Etika. So I'm going to read out an article now from Kotaku. Popular YouTuber Etika dies at 29. Today, police confirmed the death of Desmond Etika Amufa. If I'm pronouncing his surname correctly, I'm just going to call him Etika, a well-known gaming YouTuber. After discovering him in Manhattan's East River yesterday evening, Etika's body was found 2 days after police recovered his belongings on the Manhattan Bridge. Last week he had published a video that appeared like a suicide note. Etika, 29, was born in Brooklyn, New York. He began creating videos on YouTube in 2012, and over the course of 7 years amassed a following of over 800,000 dedicated fans across YouTube and Twitch. He referred to them as the Joy-Con Boys after the Nintendo Switch controllers. Playing and commentating on Nintendo games for his fans, Etika imbued what he loved with electricity and personality. Etika's charisma, candor, and ingenuity as a content creator launched him into the constellation of internet stardom. Sorry, I don't do big words. Etika began to publicly struggle with mental health last October, when he self-destructed his YouTube channel and on Reddit made references to suicidal intention. In April, police detained Etika after he threatened suicide in his apartment, they told Kotaku, citing his psych history. The incident resulted in Etika's admission into a hospital. In May, Etika had an altercation with a security guard or police officer that led to another hospital visit. Last week, Etika published a video which YouTube took, apparently saying goodbye to fans. And I quote, this is from Etika now. This is a quote from Etika. "It was a fun life," he said. "I had a great time. It was great. But for it to be cut so short, it's fucked." Friends and family had been unable to contact Etika since before the video was posted. Reached over the phone today, and New York Police Department representative offered this comment. At approximately 18 minutes past 6 p.m. Yesterday, police responded to a 911 call with a person floating in the water in the vicinity of the South Street sea spot in the confines of the First Precinct. Upon arrival, officers discovered an unresponsive, unidentified male at that location. The New York Police Department Harbour removed the male to Pier 16, where EMS pronounced him deceased. The medical examiner will determine the cause of death, and the investigation is ongoing. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline in the US is available 24 hours a day. And it just gives the number for anyone in. Hello, Dad. Welcome to this live stream. If you want to hear what I said, please rewind the live stream or watch the video again at your own convenience. But nonetheless, welcome to the live stream. It is good to have you. A list of international suicide hotlines can be found here, and obviously in Ireland, if any of my Irish viewers are watching, there's various suicide prevention services. One of them is the Samaritans. They're a great service. Or for anybody worldwide. Sure, there's plenty of suicide prevention hotlines in your area. Just do a simple Google search, and I'm sure you'll find a suicide prevention hotline to help you if you are dealing with the any mental health problems that you may be dealing with. So rest in peace, Etika. I didn't really know Etika that much. I didn't really watch a whole lot of his videos. I wouldn't have been a huge fan of Etika. I heard of him. I did see a little bit of Etika's content. I personally found him to be very funny, extremely funny, and entertaining. But again, I wasn't really that big of a fan of Etika's content. Not that I didn't like his content, just wasn't really aware of him until more recently. Exactly. May he rest in peace. So now I just want to talk about the dark side of being a big YouTuber. It's apparent to me that Etika had a lot of pressure on him, on his mental health. Pressure as a result of being such a big YouTuber, having such a big following, having such a big name to live up to 24/7 of his life. So every time he went live, he had to live up to an image that I would presume is not really who he is. It's who his followers and fans have created for him, if you're with me now. So I feel like he's always had to live up to expectation. He's always had to outdo himself in every live stream that he did. So I feel like Etika had a lot of pressure on him 24/7. I actually watched what the internet has now called his goodbye video. YouTube has taken down the original video, but I have managed to come across a re-upload of that video. And in that video, he says sorry a lot in the video, and he talks about how he has pushed people away, and he has talked about that as a result of him being so edgy, his content being so edgy, and as a result of him doing things that he actually apologized for doing in that video. As a result of all that, he feels like that he was pushed to the edge, and in that video he was more or less saying goodbye to the world. Basically, it was a suicide video, basically suicide goodbye video. So I've seen that video, and it is evident to me that that man had a lot of pressure put onto him, and that pressure got to a stage where he was pushed to the edge, to the extreme edge, to the point where he took his own life. So to get back to what I was saying about the dark side of being a big YouTuber, I think all of us YouTubers, or even people who know somebody who would like to be a big YouTuber in the future, I think we all need to look at the tragic passing of Etika as a warning, as a wake-up call, to highlight again the dark side of being a big YouTuber. Being a big YouTuber can put a staggering amount of pressure onto somebody's mental health. You know, even with so many likes and subs and comments and views, that YouTuber Etika was pushed to extreme lengths. No one knows what goes on in anyone's mind. Someone can look happy on the outside, but be very sad and lonely. That's very true. That's very true. I'm sure a lot of Etika's followers would have looked at Etika and said, "Whoa, what a happy man! You know, he must be so happy that he has over 800,000 subs." But evidently, Etika was not a happy man. Evidently, Etika had a lot of mental health problems, and he had a lot, going on in his mind. So clearly there is a dark side to being a big YouTuber, and I think we need to be very careful of that. All of us YouTubers, the smallest of YouTubers to the biggest of YouTubers, friends and family who know these YouTubers or know somebody who would like to be a YouTuber in the future, we all of us need to be careful and aware now of this dark side, the dark side of being, of being a big YouTuber. Because I feel like once you reach that point of being such a big YouTuber and you've got such a big following, what happens and what can happen? Because I'm aware that everyone is different and we're not all going to be Etika. But it's just something that we should be aware of that could happen to any of us. I feel like once you reach that level of, I don't want to use the word stardom, but once you reach the level of being a big YouTuber, you've got you've got hundreds and thousands of subs. I feel like you have this image, and 24/7, this is what I want to focus on. I said this earlier, and I want to focus on this image. You reach a stage where you've got this image, and 24/7 of your life you're trying to maintain this image, and you're trying to improve that image. In Etika's case, he tried to be edgier, doing and saying edgier things, and as a result of that, he pushed away. He mentioned this in his goodbye video. He pushed away, his family and friends, and he regretted that, and he apologized for that. And you could see and you could sense just how hurt he was as a result of doing that. So Etika felt like, okay, I've got this image now. I need to maintain this image. I need to outdo myself, do something different, and he wanted to be edgier. So in maintaining that image, and in trying to outdo yourself, you can lose your identity. And you can start pushing people away, and you're going to get feedback from that. You're going to get a lot of feedback from that. I mean, once you say something on a live stream, you can't go back from saying that. And if you have hundreds of thousands of subs, you can't go back from that. So if you say something just to be edgy, and you get a lot of slack from that, that's going to go to your mind, and you can't go back from that. And that's an example of some of the pressures that can be put onto your mental health. And also there's other little things as well. Actually, not little things, they're actually quite big things. I mean, once you become a big YouTuber, you've got a schedule. I mean, when I say a big YouTuber, I mean to the point where it's your job, to the point where you're making a living, you're making money off YouTube. You've got a schedule, you've got to be there, you've got to be on YouTube at a specific time. You've got to make sure that your content is entertaining and engaging. You've got to think of all those things. It's just the same as anything else. It's the same as being a movie star. It's the same as being a pop singer. You're famous. Like, we live in a different generation now. I mean, social media and YouTube is just as much as recognized now as movies and music and TV, you know. So a lot of these YouTubers are considered celebrities now. And a lot of young people growing up, you don't have to be young, anybody, but you know, particularly young people growing up, they look at YouTube the same way that, you know, people years ago looked at movies, TV and music, and they say to themselves, well, I want to be like Etika, or I want to be like PewDiePie. And, you know, they do have the potential. You know what I mean? They do have the opportunity to make a living off YouTube. But just like the pressures of being a movie star, or TV star, or a music star, you know, there's pressures to being a famous YouTuber as well. And not all of us can handle that pressure. I'm actually looking back at Seth Rollins there, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker. I mean, these are all, you know, these are all sport entertainers, and they also have a lot of pressure. They're continually traveling on the road. They're away from their family and friends. They're damaging their health on a regular basis. It's tough for them as well. Anybody, if you're famous, there's a lot of pressure being put onto famous. It ain't all about looking at your bank account at the end of the week or at the end of the month and saying, "Oh my God, look at my money." It ain't all about that, because that money won't make you happy if you've got pains in your back 24/7, or if you have serious mental health illnesses. All that money is not gonna take away that physical and mental pain. Let me just make one thing perfectly clear here. Money does not buy you happiness. Money does not make you happy. If you believe in that, you're in for a very, very sad life. And that's the truth. I want to be as blunt about that as possible. Money does not make you happy. Simple as. So once again, like, you know, Etika's unfortunate passing has highlighted the dark side to being a big YouTuber. And it has highlighted, you know, the mental health effects, the effects that being a big YouTuber has on your mental health. As I've highlighted, there are a lot of pressures that are put onto big YouTubers. They have this image that they're trying to maintain, so every time they go live, they're continually thinking of, what can I do to make my videos better? What can I do to get more followers? What can I do to keep my remaining followers? So without going into too much there, my point is that there's a lot of pressure put onto you. You know, and the more pressure that's put onto you, the more you're being pushed to the edge, and you know, you will boil over. That's, you know, what happens when you have too much pressure. Now again, like, I didn't really watch a whole lot of Etika's videos. I don't even think I was subscribed to his channel, to be quite honest with you, but I was made aware of him over the last couple of months or so. I did see what people are calling his mental breakdown there a couple of months ago, when he had to be forcefully restrained in his apartment. I seen that. Quite simply, I think that whole thing was an overreaction at the hands of the authorities, in my opinion. I think that could have been handled in a much more peaceful way. I don't think that helped his mental health for one bit. You know, but I did speak about that. You know, I actually spoke about that a while back there. I'm not going to talk about that again. But I'm saddened by this man's passing, and I feel like his passing, it does highlight something that needs to be spoken about, and it needs to be highlighted, because there are a lot of people who want to be the next Etika, or the next PewDiePie. They want to be the next big YouTuber. And I think they need to be made aware of the risks. It's like anything. There's a risk in anything. If you want to be the next Seth Rollins, to the left of your screen, there's a risk in that. There's a risk that you could get seriously hurt. There's a risk that you could develop mental health problems because you're away from your family and friends for so long. You're traveling on the road for so long. There's risks in every area of entertainment and showbiz. So I feel like the passing of Etika is an opportunity to highlight these risks. I think we all need to look after ourselves. All of us YouTubers, all of us within social media, outside of social media, we just need to look after each other. You know, if you come across somebody on YouTube and you feel like they're having a hard time, don't just see it as a joke. Like, even if they're joking in the video, if you feel like somebody is crying out for help, don't just laugh it off. You know what I mean? Like, try to reach out to that person. You know what I mean? Because I think that if you watch some of Etika's content, you'll actually see that he's actually crying out for help. But his followers are just, they just see it as a joke. They just see, like, oh, look at this funny guy. Look at this clown, you know? Look at this clown. This clown makes me laugh. But, you know, tears of a clown. You know, that's a saying. Tears of a clown. Behind this guy's smiles and laughs, he's probably crying inside. So I would like to highlight the risks of being a big YouTuber. I would like to highlight the dark side of being a big YouTuber. And that is the staggering amount of pressure that being a big YouTuber puts onto your mental health. And you can go down a very dark road. You can lose who you are, you know, your identity. You can lose and push away the people in your life, which Etika has spoken about in his goodbye video. You can change, you know, you can become a completely different person. And, you know, you could wake up in the morning and you could say, oh my God, who am I? What am I doing? There's just a lot of pressure put onto you once you reach that level, once you reach that stage of being a big YouTuber. You know, there is so much pressure put on. I feel like I'm repeating myself now again, so I'm sorry. If anybody joins the live stream, I definitely won't be repeating myself. They can just rewind the live stream or watch the video on their own, at their own convenience. But I do feel like I am repeating myself now, and I am aware of that. I am conscious of that. So I know I have a second viewer watching, and I am conscious of that. I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. See, what happens to me is when I have a point that I'm trying to make, I'm like a dog with a bone, and I just don't give up until I hit that point home. So you know, if somebody is watching this video right now, this live stream right now, and they either are a YouTuber or want to be a YouTuber or want to be a big YouTuber, don't focus on the dark side of being a big YouTuber. Don't focus on the negatives of what I said. Don't focus on Etika's death. Focus on the happy side. Focus on enjoying yourself as a YouTuber. Just have fun. Go live and have fun. And do what you do. And be you. Be true to yourself. But if you ever feel like you're not having fun on YouTube, for whatever reason, if you feel like you're playing games that you don't like to play, I'm just talking about like gaming YouTubers, but let's say you're a gardener and you're doing something that you don't like to do when it comes to gardening. But I'm just going to keep it specific to gaming. If you're playing a game that you don't like, and it's kind of getting you down, you're like, you know what, I don't feel this, I'm not feeling this, you know. Or if your followers and subs are asking you to play games that you don't want to play, and you're like, oh, like if you're not having fun, regardless of what it is, if you're being bullied, you know, if you're being bullied by viewers, if being YouTube does not feel fun anymore, speak out about it. Talk about it. Let your viewers know how you feel. Let your subs and followers know how you feel. Let your family and friends know how you feel. But more importantly, let yourself know how you feel. Get it out there. Look after each other. We have to look after each other. And that goes for, you know, inside and outside social media. So that's what I would say. I'd say don't focus on the negatives. There's a lot of people out there that like to highlight the negative sides of the world, and it's important to do that, but it's also important to highlight the positive sides. You know, I think the most important thing that I want to say actually in this live stream is to actually focus on being positive and happy on YouTube. Be a happy YouTuber. Make it fun. Make it fun for you, make it fun for your viewers and your subs and your followers. But if you're not, again, like if you're not having fun, talk about it. Get it out there. Talk about the real, and I think what's important as well is try to reach out. If you're not feeling happy on YouTube and social media, try to reach out to your family and your actual friends. I know it's great to have followers and subs, but let's be real about it. Half of those followers and subs are thousands of miles away from you. And let's be honest, they're not going to be there at your wedding or your funeral. Let's be real about that. I'm very proud and happy to have my subs and my followers, and I mean no disrespect what I'm saying, but like the reality is, if you're going through something in your life, you need to talk to your family and your actual friends. It's great to have support from your followers, but you've got to realize that when you're reaching out, you need to reach out to people who are actually close to you, and that's your family and real friends. So again, like if you're trying to make it on YouTube, or if you're just trying to be like a casual YouTuber and you feel like you're not having fun anymore, you feel like you're losing who you are, and you feel like you're going through something, get it out there. Talk about it to your family and real friends, and you can also share it with your viewers and subs as well. And I think that's important. And once you start talking about how you feel, I think that's the first and most important step, you know, to actually getting the help that you may need. And I don't think that Etika, I don't want to be, you know, criticizing Etika here, but I don't think Etika did that enough. I don't think he did that. I think he turned it into a spectacle. Like he turned his problems into a spectacle, and he made it look like it was fun. Like he made mental health look like it was some sort of a circus. So his followers just looked at him and said, "Oh, look at this is really funny," but it's not really funny. Mental health is not funny. It's not a joke. And you know, the passing of Etika is not a joke. It's not going to be a joke for his family right now, you know, who are organising his funeral, you know, or for his friends. So mental health is certainly not a joke, and the dark side of being a big YouTuber is not a joke. So I think you reach that dark side of YouTube once you stop having fun, once you stop being you, once you stop staying true to yourself. That's when you start going down that dark road, and that's when you drive into, you know, you pull into the car park and you look up at a sign that says the dark side of being a big YouTuber. So if you feel like you are driving down that road, just address it to the best of your ability. If you feel like it's gotten to a stage where you feel like you're just completely helpless, just get the help that you need. If that help is talking to family and friends, great. If it's sharing it with your viewers and subs, great. But if you feel like it's completely out of control to the point where you feel that's not going to help, then I would say seek professional help. 100%, get the help that you need. I really feel like what happened to Etika is he was just pushed to extreme lengths. I don't think he could even think properly. You know, things had gotten so out of control for Etika. You know, he spoke in his goodbye video about how he started to do things more edgier and how he was pushing people away. And I think he just felt that he was at a stage like where it was too late for him to go back. But it's never too late to go back. It's actually not. It ain't about going back. It's about going forward. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of us make when we're in these type of situations, when we're dealing with these, you know, life-changing situations, when we're going through such dark times in our lives. We always talk about the past. We always talk about going back. Oh, I'd love to go back. I mean, I'd love to fucking go back as well. I'd love to go back to when I was fucking 10 playing Super Mario 64 and worrying about collecting fucking Power Stars instead of, you know, getting a fucking good job that pays well and you know, I'm worrying about adult stuff. I'd love to go back to when I was 10 and playing Super Mario 64. But I can't go back. I can only go forward to the best of my ability. So it ain't about going back, it's about going forward. And I know that might sound very hard, you know, the people who may be watching this live stream are saying, well, you know what, I'm going through a shit fucking time in my life right now, and going forward is not exactly what I want to do. But it's all you can do. You know, it's all you can do. And, you know, it's that's what it's about. It's about going forward. Etika felt like he was in a stage like where he had nothing left, where he felt like he felt like he had nothing else left. He felt like, you know, that was the end for him. And this is the point I also want to make. When you become such a big YouTuber, and you've got, like, for Etika's case, he had 800,000 subs. When you come to a stage like that, YouTube almost becomes your life. Everything is YouTube. Everything. Oh my God, I got 1,000 subs overnight. This is great. Oh, I've got to plan out my next live stream now. This is great. Your life becomes YouTube. Your life becomes social media, and the life outside of social media becomes faded. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, your girlfriend could have proposed to you, and you're like, oh, that's great. You know, you could have lost a family member, and you're like, oh, that's unfortunate. You become so fixated with YouTube. YouTube becomes everything. So for Etika's case, once he started pushing his followers away, and once he started to kind of, I suppose, get a bit of slack on YouTube, that was everything to him. Like, once YouTube became ruined for him, he felt like his entire life was gone. And that's kind of sad, really. And like, what Etika didn't realize is he had a world outside of YouTube. That he had actual family and actual friends that would be there for him, to help him every step of the way. But he was so fixated into his matrix, social media, YouTube, digitized world, he couldn't see what was right in front of him, what was right around him. It was all around him. He couldn't see the help that could have been offered to him, and he couldn't reach out to the people, you know, who would have been there to also give him that help. And I feel that's probably one of the most dangerous things really about the dark side of being a big YouTuber, is once you start looking at, you know, YouTube as your world. YouTube is not your world. Your world is your health. Your world is your family. Your world are your real friends. Your world are your you know, making an actual living, making an impact in the world. Okay, you can make an impact on YouTube, definitely, but certainly your entire world should never, ever become your YouTube channel. Like Seth Rollins, I keep saying Seth Rollins, he's looking back at me, he's just like, he's listening, he's tuning into what I'm saying. Seth Rollins is a megastar. He's a superstar. You know, he is, you know, a sport entertainer. He is a massive wrestler. But I'm sure Seth Rollins, when he gets the time, likes to just chill out and not think about wrestling, and not think about his fans, and not think about WrestleMania or anything like that. I'm sure that Seth Rollins just likes to be himself. And I'm sure he's well aware that he has a world around him that is not wrestling. You know? And I think, like, again, like, it's wrestlers are the same as any other celebrity. They all have similar pressures that are put onto them. So when it comes to being a YouTuber, I think it's important that we don't. I'm going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes now. I don't think that we should look at YouTube as everything. No matter how much money you're making off YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you're making PewDiePie style money and fame, you should never look at that as your life. Ever. You know, I also think what happens is once you reach that certain stage of fame on YouTube, you know, once you have hundreds and thousands of subs and you start creating that image for yourself, it's almost like you're a character. You know, you become this character and you have to entertain your audience. And it's a huge pressure because you kind of feel like you can't be yourself anymore. You've got to be this character that you've created. You know? So I think it's time that I started wrapping this video up. So Etika is no longer with us. He has departed from this world in a very upsetting and tragic way. Etika has exited this world by way of suicide, by way of suicide. Etika's mental health completely consumed Etika, pushed him to extreme limits, pushed him right to the edge, and he ended his own life. And I suppose, you know, all we can say is rest in peace, Etika, and you know, thoughts and prayers to his family, to his friends, and to his followers as well. As I mentioned, I didn't really follow Etika that much. Wouldn't really say I was a big fan, but from what I saw of Etika, I found him to be very funny and to be quite entertaining. Your life is who you are. You be who you are, and not part of the pack. Exactly. You've got to be who you are. You can't be anybody else. You've got to be who you are. The man, welcome to the live stream. Rest in peace, Etika. That's all we can say, man. And just to say to the man, if you want to hear everything I said, you know, about the dark side of being a big YouTuber, I would recommend that you rewind the live stream or watch this video at your own convenience, because I really don't want to repeat myself. And I suppose, like, you know, what I will say in wrapping up and in closing up is, you know, the death of this young man, and he was a young man, he was 29 for God's sake, he's a young man, he's a year younger than me for God's sake. I'm older than Etika, which makes me feel absolutely ancient, to be quite honest with you. What the death of this young man, this big YouTuber, has shown me is there is a dark side to YouTube and to social media, and we have to be aware of that, and we have to do what we can to avoid going down that dark road into the dark side of being a big YouTuber. And I think the way to do that, the only way to do that, is to be aware of the signs. Like, I think being a YouTuber has always got to be about being yourself and being happy. Always enjoy yourself doing YouTube. And if you're not happy, you know, you need to really talk about that. Talk about that to your family. Talk about that to your friends. What else did I wanted to kind of like touch upon again? I know I touched upon it before. Like, I'm going to subscribe to you as well, the man. I touched on it before, but I didn't want to repeat myself here now. But like, it all comes down to the extreme amount of pressure that being such a big YouTuber can put onto your mental health. The pressure of maintaining your image, improving your image, changing your image, the pressure of satisfying your followers, the pressure of being there for your followers in terms of a schedule, just the extreme pressures that go along with being such a big YouTuber, that can put an extreme amount of strain, you know, onto our mental health. And I think it's important that we are aware of that, because if we don't be aware of it, and if we don't address it, any of us can end up like Etika. And that's a tragic thing to say, but it's the truth. We're all Etika. All of us, we're all Etika. We all have feelings, we all have emotions, and we all have limits, and we all have our mental health. So it's very important to be aware of that. Don't just look at Etika's case and say that's some guy from America who killed himself. Don't look at it like that. Because Etika is not some guy in America who killed himself. Etika is your son. He could be your father, he could be your brother, he could be your sister, he could be your nephew, he could be your aunt, he could be anybody. Etika is all of us, because all of us have feelings, all of us have emotions, and all of us belong and matter. And all of us should be able to have fun and to live our life without being put into a situation where we feel like we need to end our life. So it's important to understand those strains of and pressures, you know, that are put onto big YouTubers. And once we start identifying that pressure, or once we feel like we're going down that road, and you know, being a YouTuber, you know, doesn't become fun. Life is not about winning; it's about taking part. Okay, bit of an out of context comment there, but I agree with you. I don't think YouTube is ever really about winning, but it's I agree with the comment nonetheless. But I just think that it's slightly out of context. But I do agree with that comment 100%, definitely. So I feel like, again, like, you know, it's important. I know I'm going to repeat myself, but it's important that I repeat myself, actually. So I'm actually not, I don't feel too bad, actually, about repeating myself, because it's actually important that I repeat myself in this area. You know, being a YouTuber is about having fun. If you're not having fun, and you're not being yourself, and you feel pressured being a YouTuber, I think, yeah, once you start feeling pressure, once you start feeling any bit of pressure whatsoever being a YouTuber, that's when you know that you're going down that dark road and you're going into the dark side of being a big YouTuber. That's when you know. And you do not want to be there. You do not want to be in that dark side, because Etika was in that dark side, and look at where that ended him up. You know, his family and friends will never be able to see Etika. So we need to look after each other. And I didn't really kind of hit home on what I mean by that. Like, what I mean by we need to look after each other is, it isn't about just us identifying, you know, for ourselves, you know, when we start feeling those pressures and we start going down that dark road into the dark side. But it's also about seeing your fellow YouTubers who may be going through those signs and making them aware, just saying, hey, you actually, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Do you want to talk about anything? And that could be, again, friends and family or followers. So I think it's important that we can identify when our fellow YouTubers are going through those problems, and to be able to identify that and to be able to reach out to them as well. So look, what more can I say apart from rest in peace, Etika? I'm sure he's going to be extremely missed. He has 800,000 plus followers. He's a big YouTuber. He's a funny guy, entertaining guy. He's going to be extremely missed, and his passing is extremely upsetting. So rest in peace, Etika. And look, for me as a fellow YouTuber, for anyone watching this who may be a YouTuber, who wants to be a YouTuber, or who knows a YouTuber, in fact, it doesn't matter for anybody watching this, just be you. And be happy being you. And enjoy your life. If you're a YouTuber like Etika, whether you're a small YouTuber like myself, or whether you're a huge YouTuber like Etika, have fun doing what you do. Be you. And if you feel like you're not having fun, and you feel like there's pressure put onto you, and you feel like you're not yourself anymore, reach out to your family, to your friends, to your followers. Don't be afraid to reach out. And if you can't reach out, you need to seek professional help. It is important that you get the help that you need. And just be aware, just please be aware of the risks. Be aware of the dark side of being a big YouTuber. Be aware, please. You need to be aware of that, because there is an extreme amount of pressure that will be put onto you when you become such a big YouTuber. An extreme amount of pressure. So just look after each other. Reach out to people. Look after each other. Be you. Be happy. Do what you do. And if you feel like you can no longer do those things, then you may be going down that dark road, and you may be in the dark side of YouTube. And if you are, reach out, ask for help, get the help that you need. Don't end up like Etika, basically. Allow Etika's death to be in a way be a light, basically. So look, that's all I have to say really. 48 minutes actually into the live stream. So once again, rest in peace, Etika. Hopefully now he's found some peace. And if you're a YouTuber and you're happy and you're having fun, keep it up. Keep doing what you do. If you're a YouTuber and you're not having fun, and you're asking yourself, what am I even doing anymore? If you feel like you're being bullied or pressured, if you feel like you're trying to be somebody else, just reach out again for help. So I said, thank you to the people who watched this live stream, including my dad, aka Nosy Man, the man as well. And I'm just going to go through the live chat to see if anybody else popped by that I might have missed. Okay. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to give a shout out to my fellow YouTubers who have supported me throughout my live streams, throughout months and years. And I know I give specific names, and I know it might appear that there might be that there's no I appreciate all of my subs. Okay, I just want to make that point clear. I appreciate all of my subs. So I'm going to give a shout out now to the subs that have checked out my content and have supported me. So I want to give a shout out to Pro Chronics Vlogs, Chad Middleton, Aidan Denston, Milkman the Gamer, Damien and Alan Sewell and Animation Time. So I want to say check out their content and give them the support, you know, that they deserve, and subscribe to them. So that's all I really have to say, and I'll see you again in another live stream sometime soon. So, you know, I couldn't really end this on a, well, I will kind of end it on a good note, you know. Just be lucky and happy and appreciative to the fact that you're alive right now and that you can do anything you want to do. Be happy. Look after each other. And if you're not happy, let people look after you. So I will say goodbye. Rest in peace, Etika. And I will see you on the next episode or the next live stream of Green Herb Gaming. So thank you for watching and goodbye.